Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt. Today we're talking about the first half of the year and all of the laws and all of the court cases and some of the guests that have come in. But this is the third segment. It's where we talk about the sinners and the saints. So if you don't remember, or if you never heard that tune before, that's on the organ, traditional church music. It's "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." I love that song. So I like to talk about the sinners and the saints. Like to talk about somebody that's done something bad, somebody that's done something good. And today, I want to talk about that kid in McKinney, Texas, who was just convicted of murder of another student by stabbing him to death at a track meet. And I don't really want to talk about the names of these kids, but I want to talk more broadly about safety at school. In the past, when there was school shootings, everybody complained that it was the firearms' fault, that there's too many firearms, and so that's why there's school shootings. Well, now we have an incidence where somebody was stabbed to death, and so are we going to outlaw knives now? Well, you probably already know the answer to that. Probably not, because we like to eat steak and other things that have to be cut up with knives, and probably not going to be able to do away with them. But this kid, he claimed self-defense. Now, almost everybody that gets charged with murder is going to claim self-defense, and it didn't work. He got convicted anyway. So I want that to be a warning to you that if you're in a situation where somebody is threatening you, you have to sort of think to yourself, is this a situation where I have to use deadly force to defend myself? Because if you're wrong, you could end up in prison. And nobody wants to end up in prison. At least I think nobody does. So that's the sinner. Don't stab people, and don't get into a fight with somebody and think that self-defense is going to keep you out of trouble. Now, I don't have a saint this week. This is your opportunity to nominate somebody who can receive a little bit of honorary credit for something good that they've done in the community. So email me at host@talklawradio.com, that's HOST @talklawradio.com, or post a comment on YouTube and let me know who you think we should honor on Talk Law Radio. Talk about what they're doing good in the community or their family or the nation or the world. And I will think about highlighting that person after I do a little bit of research, but this is your opportunity to be part of the show. Email me at host@talklawradio.com, that's HOST @talklawradio.com, and nominate somebody you think we should honor during the Sinners and Saints segment. I'm going to go back to the hidden legal issue blind spots that I've been highlighting all year. This is half of the year's done. We still have the other half to go. It's kind of like that old saying, is the glass half full or half empty? Well, the year's either half finished or we have half a year still to go. So I wanted to let you know that I have this other show on Sunday afternoons on KLUP 930 AM The Answer in San Antonio's, Sundays at 4:30, or you can just search for it on YouTube or podcast. I told you about Christian Mueller, who No, I didn't even get that far. I was telling you about Stuart Waldenmeyer, who I talked with about long-term care and how to pay for it. After that, I talked about ethical wills and legacy letters. You've heard about the last will. You've heard about the living will. Do you know what the ethical will is? Well, it's a way of communicating to those that you love what's valuable to you, what your values are, on the other hand. So it may not be your stuff or your money or your prized possessions, but it might be your values. And it's a way to communicate to those that you love what your values were and what you want to continue in them. It's like in the Old Testament when the father would bless his children. The blessing was really, this is what I hope and wish that you'll achieve in the future. And so I think that's something good for us all to do, even if we don't have children or grandchildren, but to communicate this to your friends and family. Say, hey, buddy, if I'm gone, I want you to continue doing good work in this area. Keep caring about the community. Keep giving to that charity. Keep everyone in mind when this or that happens. So anyway, that's an ethical will, also known as a legacy letter. The legacy that you want your family to carry on. How do you want to be remembered? Anyway, if you're interested in that topic, search for it, Talk Law Radio, Ethical Will, Talk Law Radio, Legacy Letter on YouTube or on podcasts. Next, I talked with Leigh Wright, who has a podcast called Base Buddies. She has a community of military spouses that she likes to have conversations with on podcasts and YouTube. She's super fun to listen to. We collaborated for a show here on Talk Law Radio just so I could learn more about her. In fact, she was in the news recently. One of the news stations here in San Antonio did a report on TV, and then they posted an article online. So if you're interested in learning more about Leigh Wright, Leywright, search for her on Talk Law Radio or on podcasts. Then I did talk with Christian Mueller about Pilates. He's the owner of Club Pilates at the Dominion and now in Bernie. So if you're interested in learning Pilates, you should definitely watch his show because he explains why he got into this business and how it's important for parents and grandparents to stay physically fit. I won't tell you the end of the story because I want you to watch and listen to that show, but it's very powerful. You should definitely check it out. After that, I talked with Sherry Ettinger. She was running for a local school board. She's a realtor here in San Antonio in the Texas Hill Country, and she calls herself the Grit Girl. And I did have one of the fans reach out to her because she has a very inspiring story herself. So you should definitely check out the Legacy segment with Sherry Ettinger. That's Cheri, last name Ettinger. Search for her on YouTube or podcasts and Talk Law Radio, and you'll find her Legacy segment. After I talked to her, I talked with attorney Blake Newberry. He's an attorney at Marquardt Law Firm. I thought by talking to him about what he does and what he's passionate about, you'd get to know the team at Marquardt Law Firm just a little bit better. He's a very interesting guy. He's from Kentucky. He went to law school in Fort Worth and made his way down here to San Antonio. And he's been working with me at least 3 years. I'm not sure when his anniversary is. I'll have to check that out. If you want to learn more about Blake Newberry, search for YouTube and then search for Talk Law Radio, Blake Newberry, or on podcasts. You can learn more about him, learn more about Marquardt Law Firm there as well. Then I talked about the Educational Foundation, Ray Feo, and Fiesta with Ronnie Suarez and George Torres. That was a super fun episode. Of course, if you're from San Antonio, you know that Fiesta is a great time and good food. And doing this episode helped me realize the good work that Fiesta event does for providing scholarships for students so that they can get their education or get their training. We want for people to be productive members of society. And so I support the Educational Foundation, and you can learn more about it by searching YouTube. Just look up Talk Law Radio and search for Ronnie Suarez or George Torres or Ray Feo, Reyfeo. Now, if you're from San Antonio, you probably already know how to spell that. But for those of you who are not, in Houston, come visit us next April. It's fun, and you'll be supporting a good cause. Now, we have to take another break. When we come back, we'll be talking about legacy. Stay tuned. It's Talk Law Radio.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.